Happening now, New York State Police are investigating threats to Chautauqua Lake Central School. And a county sheriff's deputy is laid to rest.
And I'm Dakota Hunter in the First Defense Weather Center. Temperatures are tumbling down into the 20s today, but snow comes our way later today before more snow for Saturday night. But La Nina pattern spikes our temperatures up. How warm? I'll tell you, coming up.
Coming up in sports, the Sabres and Senators go to overtime last night. Baseball spring training is only a week away, and we're talking MMA, McGregor-Mayweather 2, can you believe it? And the Daytona 500 returns. All this in sport.
That's News Now for Friday, February 16th, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now. Breaking news on WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Hummel in for Justin Gould. We start with breaking news. New York State Police are investigating a threat made on Facebook against Chautauqua Lake Central School. The school was, but as of 10 a.m., is no longer on lockout protocol. Threats were also made against two other schools, but WNY News Now was unable to confirm which two schools also received the threats. State Police did say these two threats weren't credible or didn't seem to be. State Police Captain Eric Balin said all threats are taken at face value and investigated fully.
What we do is try to determine whether it is a credible threat or not. We take everything at face value when we first receive it. If there's a threat, we proceed like it is a fully credible threat until we can prove that it is not.
Troopers went to Chautauqua Lake Central to help safeguard the students, faculty, and staff. School officials contacted law enforcement when they discovered the threat, and we'll have more as this story unfolds. And speaking of state police, they announced Thursday that troopers issued more than 7,700 tickets during a special stop DWI traffic enforcement period that occurred over Super Bowl weekend. During the campaign, the state police increased patrols and conducted various sobriety checkpoints in an attempt to stop impaired drivers. The initiative was funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee and was also carried out by local law enforcement agencies throughout the state. During this period, the troopers reportedly arrested 120 people for DWI and investigated nearly 900 crashes, which injured 140 people. State police said, however, that they did not respond to any fatal crashes during the weekend. Chautauqua County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Seeley was honored this morning at the First Lutheran Church in Jamestown. Seeley will be laid to rest at Maple Grove Cemetery in Asheville this afternoon, and that is following the final tour around the towns he served. The deputy's battle with cancer was well publicized via a Facebook page set up by friends and family. He was brought home Monday with a large procession from Cleveland, Ohio, where he was receiving treatment. Earlier this week, we spoke to family friend Tiffany Kutchell, who said she's known the family for years.
My daughter and one of the other daughters met in kindergarten. So we've known each other about 15 years now. It's good to know that he's home. He meant a lot to the community, and it's kind of neat to see everybody come out and welcome him back. I know he really enjoyed his job, and he enjoyed everybody that he worked with, and every day was just fun for him. Some of the stories I've heard of him growing up, he's a prankster. Always got a quick comeback, always a joke, always a prank. He was a lot of fun to be around, a lot of fun. The sorrow is pretty rampant through the family. It's hard to see everybody hurting so much, but they're all pulling together, and we wish Nicole and the kids the best.
We will have more coverage of the Seeley funeral coming up. And now we're going to check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Hey, good Friday, everybody, and good Friday, Matt. And boy, the temperatures really have been taking a tumble throughout the day. The high temperature occurred early in the morning today. Temperature's really cold. Let's take a look at Lynx 1, and we'll take a look at the Sky Vision camera network. That is the camera from on top One Seneca Tower in downtown Buffalo. And I put this camera up because there has been fog across the area. There was a dense fog advisory for the Niagara Frontier last night, and you can still see some of the fog out there. Of course, when the temperature and the dew point are the same number, 34 degrees, that means you got some fog out there as well. And the wind chill number is about 29 degrees with that west-southwest wind of 5. Now, on the high-res Viper radar, we've got some of the snow north, and this is pretty much coming from Buffalo up to the Lake Ontario shoreline. And all of this snow looks like it's moving off to the northeast, so that'll probably go up into Ontario probably within the next hour or so. But as we move the radar down, you can see here, this is the snow that's the closest to us down in Pennsylvania. This snow and rain is going to move its way northward, and as the temperatures continue to drop, it's going to change over to snow. In fact, we already have a few light snow showers falling in some parts of the area already. So the forecast for today, rain and snow showers changing to all snow for the afternoon hours. Temperatures fall. They go the wrong direction. 38, that was the official high. That occurred just before 6 o'clock this morning. We're going to fall down to about 24 by the day's over with today, with a healthy northwest breeze of 8 to 14 miles an hour. So rain, snow today. Another band of snow comes our way for tomorrow night with an East Coast storm system, but big warm up next week. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes. Back to you, Matt.
Woohoo! Dakota, thank you. And next we continue our coverage of Deputy Mike Seeley's funeral. And later, a lighting ceremony tonight. Stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
It's tax time, so get to Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown for all of your vehicle needs. Service, inspection, vehicle sales, they do it all. For all of your automotive, motorcycle, and ATV service needs, Express Bike and Auto even offers financing. Your true one-stop vehicle shop is Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. They're located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension next to Quick Fill. Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. Stop looking, start saving today.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And we just received some information here about the threat at Chautauqua Lake. According to New York State Police Captain Eric Balin, a 17-year-old student at Chautauqua Lake and a 15-year-old student from Asheville BOCES were taken into custody under the state's mental hygiene law. Subsequently, the lockouts at both schools were lifted. The investigation did reveal that a possible threat of violence could exist at Asheville BOCES, but both students were transported to the local hospitals for evaluation, and Balin said the investigation is ongoing. We will have more, or when we have more, WNYNewsNow.com is the place to go. Earlier this week, we spoke to Jim Quattrone, a former sheriff deputy, who talked about the process of bringing Deputy Seeley home.
We want to treat the body with the dignity and respect and bringing him home from Cleveland. And Mike was a great guy. He was a community-oriented guy. He was also a character, to be honest with you. You know, he liked to joke around, but he when he needed to be serious, he could be serious and did his job well. And as I'm sure you're aware too, is he was very involved in the community as a volunteer fireman. The significance here is, there's an opportunity. As most funerals, but maybe it's a little, when you get to law enforcement, we're there to support each other, to support the family. That thin blue line is something we consider, we're all family, and we have a large extended family, if you will, in law enforcement officers, really not just in this community, but across the state, across the country. We're there to support each other because, there's a certain amount of sacrifices that an officer makes, but more importantly, the family has to make many times, in the long hours, holidays, weekends, away from each other. So when we can gather, it's a way of the law enforcement officer, that thin blue line, really being there to show support for the family.
And we will have more later on at WNYNewsNow.com. It's been a sad week for local law enforcement with the deaths of 2 officers. In addition to Seeley, a 34-year-old veteran of the Jamestown Police Department, William Pickard Sr., died Wednesday. Pickard retired in 1995 and will be remembered for his service in community relationships. He started as a Washington, D.C. K-9 officer and was president of the Kendall Club. He leaves behind his wife, 2 daughters, a son, and 6 grandchildren. Friends and family will be received from 2 to 5 p.m. Sunday in the Lind Funeral Home.
Now, your First Defense Forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Boy, some bad stuff. Oh boy, man. I give all my thoughts and prayers to the families who've been affected by recent deaths, especially in the community and by local law enforcement. Now, let's go into weather since we are so sadly depressed by all that. Let's go back to the Sky Vision Camera Network. This is the camera in Lakewood on Fairmount Avenue, and yeah, we don't see a lot of snow falling down there at the moment, but we do have, once again, the temperature and the dew point are the same number, 31 degrees tied. That means 100% relative humidity. And some very light fog might be down here. You can see some of the reduced visibilities down there as well. Hey! It's Friday, so let's take a look into the weekend. Let's take a look at that weekend planning forecast. Now, for tomorrow, it'll be mostly to partly cloudy. Now, yesterday, I put in a slight chance for a snow shower chance. I'm kind of taking that out. I don't think that'll be the case. I think it'll be mainly dry, but it'll be cooler, but still above average. 33 valleys to 37 at the lakeshore areas. And then for Sunday, we start to see some sunshine for the first time in a couple days. That's going to feel nice. And it's going to be a bit warmer, 41 in the lakeshore areas again, with a west wind coming right off the lake. That's going to keep the immediate Lake Erie shoreline communities a tad bit cooler, but everybody else should rise up into the mid-40s. So that's going to feel very nice out there. Now, the weather headlines that we are watching for today, temperatures are falling throughout the day. As I showed you earlier, the high temperature occurred very early this morning. Temperatures have been on the decline since then, and that's going to change all the rain and the wintry mix that we had over to plain snow by the afternoon hours today. But a storm system is going to pass to the east of our area. It's going to be an East Coast storm system, but it's going to be close enough to where it's going to brush us a little bit and maybe throw some light snow our way Saturday night. I'll show you the snowfall totals later. And as I've been telling you all week, La Nina will set up next week, which will shoot temperatures very warm. We're talking 60s. How warm? I'll show you in that forecast in just a minute. But let's break down today's forecast on MetroCast. 32 degrees at about 1 o'clock. Chance for a few light snow showers. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to accumulate too much. That's the good news. It's going to be light. As we go to about 5 o'clock, we look like the snow starts to taper off, but the clouds will hang around 26, and the temperatures continue to fall as well. And then at 9 o'clock, 20. Partial clearing. Now, again, I don't think we're going to become full clear, but there will be some clouds out there in the sky, so not bad out there. Doppler vision out there right now. You can see some of the snow that is falling out there right now, and let's do a zoom in here to Chautauqua County, and there you go. You can see this. We're kind of splitting the difference between 2 snow bands. Here's one snow band that's impacting the northern part of Chautauqua County going up into Erie County, and here's the secondary band currently coming into Erie and Crawford County, Pennsylvania, and then going into Warren County, Pennsylvania. This is going to start moving its way northward, and again, as we get into some some of that cooler air. That's going to change all that rain over to snow. But the good news is very little accumulation. Again, here's Viper one more time, just to show you just a higher resolution look. This is that band out in PA that's going to move its way up to the north. So now let's break down the East Coast storm system. There's going to be a developing East Coast storm. Now, all these arrows is just a prediction. The actual track of the storm is going to be further off to the East Coast, but you can pretty much see the ideology here. It's going to be off to our east, but close enough to where it's going to be throwing some snow our way. This is going to be Sunday night, lasting through Sunday morning, and so that will throw some snow. Very minor amounts, I will say. It's not going to be a big deal. 28 at the Jamestown Airport right now, and the AWOS station, which stands for Automatic Weather Observation Station, and that's at the Jamestown Airport north of the city. It's been temperamental the past couple days, and it's been coming and going, but it's online now. Yeah, so it's 28. We got a wind chill of 17, 100% humidity, means a dew point of 28, and with that, we've got some light fog, 8-mile visibility there because of the light fog. If we had no fog, it'd be 10 miles. The temperatures around the region right now: 30 in Olean in the Allegheny River Valley, 32 in Dunkirk, 31 in Erie, and 33 up in Buffalo. So temperature is nicely packed together, not a whole lot of spread in that. Let's take you through Vipercast and show you today. Here's some of the rain and snow making our way through the area. Then we pretty much clear out. Again, I don't have the satellite layer enabled here, but this is just the radar imagery. And you can see the snow really starts to taper off. Then here comes the East Coast storm. It's going to start, first of all, in the south and work its way to the northeast. Again, the heavier amounts of the snow is going to be way off to our east here because of where the system is tracking off. But it will be throwing some snow our way. That looks like that continues in pockets. It's not going to be especially like a widespread event. It'll be pockets of snow, and then that continues throughout Sunday going into Sunday morning, and then we just get a few little light snow showers out of that. So how much snow? You're all probably yelling at your screens. Here we go. This is the projections off the in-house Vipercast. 1.5 inches around Jamestown. This goes until Sunday night at 7 p.m. About 2 inches around Dunkirk, 1.5 inches around Olean, about a little more than 2 inches around Springville, almost 2 inches around Buffalo, and then once you get up toward the Lake Ontario shoreline, the totals actually do dip off here. So again, a general 1 to 2 inches of snowfall Saturday night through Sunday morning, not a big deal by our standards. The future, the next 7 days of your life are coming up on that screen, brought to you by Quick Solutions, and oh boy, chilly for the first few, but hey, we get back into the 40s for Sunday for 44, and then take a look at that. 63 on Tuesday. Now, yes, now yesterday I had 60 on Wednesday, and I had our temperatures down to the upper 50s on Tuesday. The newer model guidance is kind of pushing the temperatures ahead, so milder temperatures on Tuesday, but then we go back down to the 50s for Wednesday. So as I was telling you yesterday, things have been changing from model run to model one with this La Nina pattern, but hey, 63 on Tuesday, we will take it. That's a hot day, absolutely.
Wow, Dakota, 63. Woo woo. Rory is in for Ryan.
That's a party.
Rory's in for Ryan, so that's a little woo with a look at your sports right next.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com.
The Buffalo Sabres seem to be improving, but last night's 3-2 loss to the Ottawa Senators shows they have a ways to go. Mike Hoffman scored at the 1:13 mark of overtime for the win. Sabres goals were from Scott Wilson and Evan Rodriguez. Goalie Robin Lehner stopped 33 shots between the pipes. Baseball spring training games start 1 week from today, and there are still a lot of free agents unsigned. Among them are outfielder J.D. Martinez, who is reportedly talking with Arizona about a return there. Starting pitcher Jake Arrieta, formerly of the Cubs, and first baseman Eric Hosmer, rumored to be heading to San Diego. Major League Baseball is possibly opening a spring training camp for the unsigned players who cannot work out with a team they are not signed with. And the highest grossing boxing event in history may be returning with a rematch. But this time the twist is it's in the octagon and not the boxing ring. Talks have apparently taken place between UFC champion Conor McGregor and Floyd Money Mayweather about fighting under mixed martial arts rules. McGregor would be the early favorite, and experts say the two fighters could share as much as $500 million. Chase Elliott win at the Sun Daytona 500 NASCAR race. Elliott and Blaney won the twin duel races this past weekend. Alex Bowman in the '88 Chevy sits on the pole. The last pole driver to win the race was Dale Jarrett in 2000. Other winners who are favorites this year are two-time winner Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, and Jimmy Johnson. And that's what's happening today in sports.
Do news like no one else. Investigations that get results.
The Jamestown Police Department recently arrested her grandson Julio after he was involved in a hugging incident.
Why was she that close? What was going on?
WNY News Now investigates, standing up for you while holding the powerful accountable. If you have a problem, we're here to help. WNY News Now.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Welcome back to News Now. A look at the current medal count. Norway remains on top with a total of 19 medals, including 6 gold. Germany has 9 gold medals and a total of 15. Canada fell to 4th place with a total of 13 medals, 4 of which are gold. The United States has a total of 8 medals. They have 5 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. Tonight on NBC Watch, men's figure skating.
Oh boy.
Women's alpine skiing, women's freestyle skiing, and women's and men's ice hockey. Hockey, Dakota's favorite sport.
Actually, no, it's not, but...
That's all right. But hey, you know what? For the first time in 3 years, Dakota, crews have built a giant ice castle as part of the annual Winter Festival in Mayville. Mild weather in the past 2 winters have scrubbed the project, but this year is different, with the ice at least 15 inches thick in Chautauqua Lake. Lakeside Park will host the President's Day weekend Winter Festival starting tonight with the lighting ceremony at 6 p.m. The festival will also include a polar plunge, and it runs Saturday through Monday. Dakota.
Yes.
An ice castle. Years ago, probably couldn't have been conceived in some locations. Now look at it. It's become a staple of the community.
Yeah. And actually, I'm actually very surprised that all the ice, especially on Chautauqua Lake, has been able to survive with a lot of the warmer temperatures that we've had, especially the past month or so. We've had that roller coaster of up, down, up, down, up, down. But I'm actually very surprised it's actually lasted. It's a good thing they're doing it this weekend, because who knows how much of that snow and ice is going to remain after we get through Tuesday.
Well, yeah. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but Saturday and Sunday are going to be in the 40s and 50s. Is that what you said?
Yes, we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up. Now, on Saturday, the temperatures will be back down into the 30s a little bit, but then Sunday they spike up into the 40s, so a little minor melting might be possible.
Sunday at the end might be, so Sunday will be fine then?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think for the most part it should be fine, but of course we're going to have some sunshine too.
Mm.
So sun beating down on ice. So let's take a look at the Quick Solution 7-day forecast then to show you exactly what we're talking about here. So again, Saturday, 35 degrees. That'll be an average high. So again, some spots a little cooler, some spots a little warmer. You know how it works. This is not a one-number place around here. And so on Sunday, average high of 44, partial sunshine. So again, with that sun, you know, that might be a little bit of an issue, but 44 degrees, I don't know if it would be ideal temperatures for an ice castle ceremony, but at least it's not too warm. But take a look at that. We go back into the 50s for Monday, and again, Tuesday, 63. I officially put it in there. Now, yesterday, as I told you, the models had us a little bit under 50 for Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'd spike up into the 60s. The current model guidance has really shoved a lot of that warmer air forward. So now 60s Tuesday, and then it looks like we cool off for Wednesday, going down to 51, and then 43 for Thursday. But again, the La Nina pattern will last throughout the end of February. But Matt, you know it, March can often hit us like a ton of bricks. And on long-range model guidance, there is suggesting that March will come in rough with colder than average temperatures. It's already on the models that we're going to start March rough. And again, you know how it is. March can often hit us like a ton of bricks. So winter's not over yet.
But you don't believe in long range, do you, Dakota?
No, that's why I say suggesting, because it could all change. You know, it's just like with that high temperature on Wednesday. I sat here yesterday and gave you a 60 for yesterday for Wednesday. Now the 60 is going to be Tuesday, and then we're going to be into the 50s on Wednesday. Hashtag voodoo country.
Whoa. You know, my favorite sport when I was younger was the Arena Football League. I should say favorite league. And there was a team called the New Orleans Voodoo.
Oh, boy.
And they, if I remember right, they stunk. But the name was amazing.
Our producer said nobody does voodoo like I do. Oh, thank you very much. I think our producer is having a case of the Fridays, or either that, or he's been in the liquor cabinet a little bit too early today.
No, never. That does not happen in the news business. No.
Of course, I just got myself in trouble with that comment. So.
Well,
There's
I don't hear. Is the FCC going to call?
Well, who knows? They might. Oh, the things you don't hear in our ears, ladies and gentlemen, the things you just don't hear.
Well, Dakota, thank you so much for your work. Thank you, everybody. That's it for today. Be sure to join us right back here on Monday. Have a great day, TGIF.
See you Monday, hopefully, if I don't get in too much trouble.